Hey, Larry Simeon Taylor here. The week after our live national conference in Orlando, Florida. It's a couple of there's some major things you'll see if you were able to see the streaming and watching it. You saw a lot, because there was a lot of things going on. We had a great turnout. Everybody that was there was having a great time. But if you weren't there, we missed you. And so hopefully you can make it next time, or you can make one of the summits or what have you. But we're looking forward to seeing you again. This was one of our cap vendors that was there that hit me right away. And so I've been wearing their cap. But also, I've got my honoring Tom Keller. We did a memorial walk on the day, I think it was Saturday. It was the day after the opening session. But I had a little event, which was nothing. But normally, in the old days, I would have too much to drink, but this wasn't it. I had 3 IPAs, beers, and 1 glass of wine all day, but I ate too much. I blame it on the wasabi or whatever in the sushi. But yeah, I got an upset stomach, went to bed early, and I couldn't sleep because I thought it was just indigestion and gas, but and then it built up, and then I got chest pains, and then my anxiety, because it always happens at night. My 2 previous events of high blood pressure and chest pains and whatever resulted in stents. No heart attack, but I had to put stents in. So this is building up, and of course I'm panicking and couldn't sleep, and so I told Diane on Friday morning, I better go in and check it out. So they took and got my blood pressure down and observed me, did a whole bunch of tests, and no heart issue, nothing happened there. But finally I got out of there on Saturday morning. So I missed the great opening day and all the events that were there and that happened that day. And so I really, the team did an awesome job because they didn't need me. They had the whole thing under control. But I missed seeing a lot of people, and I've tried to catch up again on Saturday and Saturday evening before we left on Sunday. But we got there early on Tuesday, so we met a lot of people as they come in, and the golf outing, so we had a great time. But anyway, the raising Olivia and her family showed out in spades and did a great job. Her mom, of course, works for her, and so she was there. I missed the kids, but I'm going to catch the video or some of the recaps of that. But I did catch up to Olivia and her crew on Saturday, and so I really appreciate them and their help in trying to honor Tom. Tom was a very special person, and it was very special to the American family, and we miss him. They miss him more, but we miss him too. But anyway, it was great to do the event. We raised a record number again. We got $6,100 for his church and church school. There was the pastor was there from the church, and a number of the kids from the school were there. So that was a great event and a great turnout. So if you were able to participate, thank you. And keep Tom and Livy and the family in your prayers, like everybody else from the American family or your family. Secondly, we had Frank Quinlan's son was there with his wife, and they viewed the Hall of Fame event on opening, as well as Livy and her family. But we honored Frank and for his service with American and all the things that he's done. Came on a long time ago. Helped us recruit other people that he knew, spread the American family word and our mission and what we're all about in our culture, and really fit the American family model. And so we really appreciate them being there and their help. And for that event, which it was an event, I say I tied it in with the flamingo races, but really the flamingo races were for the hotels supporting of the Good Night to Hunger. There too, we raised a record $3,500, which will provide thousands or hundreds of meals, to the Good Night for Hunger offering or process. Anyway, I'd say it was a Frank Quinlan Good Night to Hunger event as a part of his honor too. But anyway, we had a great time. We had 6,100 and 3,500, so $9,600. That's more than we raised in our events the last time we were together. So onward and upward, we're going to set new records at our next show. So they over 120 supplying partners attended and supported our event through a lot of things. They did product sponsorship. They did VIP rooms and seminars. They sponsored our night out at Disney Park, or not the park, but the Disney event. They sponsored a pool party, a pool dinner. So a number of things they contributed to, not only to the show and participation in the show, but they contributed extra money to the golf outing and what have you. So we'll gradually be rolling out those names of the vendors that attended and the things they did, so that you can give them your own thank you. And especially if you were able to be there and you met with them and saw them, and hopefully you thanked them in person. But always want to be thankful for our vendor partners, because without them we have nothing. We had a 525 total attendees to the event. Some couples, some teams, some support people, but it was awesome with home office and sales and in the field. We did a 2-day trade show, which allowed more time to spend with our suppliers. Suppliers didn't pay any more for the 2 days. They paid the same, whether they got a lot of traffic one day or 2 days, but that was part of the deal. The ask was to have 2 days, so those that really wanted to work the show didn't have to go so fast and not see everybody. So it was kind of a deal where if you're from the sales side, that you had time. You didn't have to race. You weren't feel pressured, because that was one of the feedbacks we got from the field. Now, if you went through and you met all the vendors that that you felt you wanted to meet with, and you didn't see them all or left early, again, that's your choice, but we want to thank them all for being there for their products and solutions. We did a new thing we called Resort Day, which was our first day to get people. That was also a golf day. We had a great golf event. It was very well attended and allowed for more relaxing. Not only golf, but we had a pool party. ASI had a party that they threw and sponsored, but it also allowed you to get to know the facility and the grounds and everything that was there. So, and then besides that, when we got into the show, we had from our ASO team a breakout session, which was really planned, and we had hundreds of these little buses that are stress balls or stress buses that we ordered, and they became very stressful because they didn't show up. So now we have them for the next show. But anyhow, Amy Lamb and Greg Nelson did a great job in that breakout session. And from our team, and Gladys and Nancy and Kim Smith and Kim Swensrud and Ginger Wilson, weren't there, but all were there in spirit and hopefully watching this streaming. But one of the things that we want to do is get the word out and start talking to people about transition. Dick Bremer helped us a lot doing his story, and a lot of people have talked to him about his transition because he's been around for a while, wrote a lot of business, and people know him, and have been trying to single him out to find out, tell us how you did it, because we all, as we go through, we have different stages of our career and different phases where you got to figure out what you want to do and how you're going to do it. And so that's what our little buses were for, is to really catch your attention and get you thinking about it. If you're older or you're going to move on, how do you protect your customers' relationships and serve them? Because it's all about serving them, their solutions, their needs, and how do you help them with any issues that they have, because that's what they're looking for. That's our value, and that's how you add value yourself and for the American family. So don't lose that value as you built that credibility. And so how do we do that? Bring in a family member or a friend or somebody. You do a few accounts. You do all your accounts. You know, a lot of us are of that vintage where we got married for better or worse, but not for lunch. So we still have to get out of the house. And so basically, you can keep accounts or a couple of accounts or relationships to do that, to stay active. But mostly you're mentoring somebody, which is the next generation for the American family. But to wrap up, Mike Pfeiffer remind me that in the Pride article coming up, there will be a conference article. And in that article, it'll talk about all the live streaming, our breakout sessions for the home office. We didn't stream at the meeting, but they're going to record them back here when in the office. So we're going to capture those and put those into the listing or the options or the links where you can look at them separately and use them. But added to this video is Mike's link info information. So that'll be on this video, and when you go into the next Pride article, you can read about the conference live streaming. First time we did it, so we learned a lot of pluses and minuses of how to do it and what kind of cameras we need and how to best do it. Now they tell me each room had an owl, which is really the camera that we use to do the streaming. And I know one of our owls died or fell and died. So I said, you know, it'd be really fun. It'd be a great fundraising event. We'll have name the owl and come up with a disguise or outfit for that owl. So next time we do it, each one of our rooms will have a personalized owl with a name and who gave it to them as a fundraising and a way for our winners to get a little prize. But anyway, watch for that. Thanks for, if you were able to do the show, great. Thanks for your concern. If you thought I was dying, well, not dead yet. It's like Monty Python's play or movie. They had that one song, not dead yet, not there yet. So as always, keep the faith, peace and love. Talk to you next week. Thanks, Larry.